take a seat. I want you to share in this experience with me. Also, I'm super ill. If you can tell by my voice, I sound like a man. We're going to get over that. We're going to move past it. I'm very run down, and it's probably due to what I'm about to discuss in today's video. But I needed to be really, really raw and very vulnerable about something. And that is, I have been having this feeling recently, especially with I say all of the content. I've not long started my YouTube channel, but with the content that I've been sharing about self identity and really becoming, who you want to be, I've been thinking a lot about how I'm feeling currently with my self identity and how I'm feeling. And I have to say, I think recently my identity has been shifting so rapidly, and I have been outgrowing so many things in my life that it's kind of exhausting. Like, it's really exhausting to me. I go into work. I've mentioned briefly my work, my 9 to 5 is not where I want to be in the next year. I am severely not happy there. And I think a lot of you will be able to relate to a lot of what I'm about to say. But I've been sitting with this feeling that my potential, not that my potential has only just came into my life. I've always had the potential. Like, you have potential. You have potential. You just don't see it yet, right? Maybe, or maybe you do. Maybe you're in my position. You always have potential. It's always sat there. It's always within you, but it's whether you are curating the life. It was whether you're curating the life and really, building a life that's making you realize it, that is the issue. So I feel like I was very much settling for a lot of my life. I didn't really have much. I didn't have many aspirations, okay? I've achieved the things that I wanted to achieve. The things that I did have aspirations for and ambition for was I wanted to marry my long-term boyfriend, and I did that. My husband now, amazing, couldn't ask for a better husband. I've never met a man like him. He's phenomenal. So that achievement, I've got that, down. Buying our house, we bought our house, very, very exciting time. That was amazing. Something that I will forever cherish because we have stability in that sense. Then becoming a parent and having a child, and we did that, and that is the most amazing thing you will ever do. And part of that is why I think I'm coming to this realization. Seeing the world through my child's eyes has really opened mine. My childhood, I've briefly touched on this. My childhood was not the worst, okay? Definitely not the worst. I can think of worse, but it wasn't the best. I was raised and grew up in a place filled with a lot of questionable people doing a lot of questionable things that children shouldn't see, things that children shouldn't know about or hear about. And so for a lot of my childhood, I was very not confident. I didn't have the groundwork in me to be that person, to know that I had potential. I didn't know how to nurture my potential. I didn't know how to carry myself, and therefore I got bullied a lot. And that obviously knocks you down a peg or two because you don't know how to react to bullies. You haven't been given the tools. A lot of the stuff that I sort of had growing up, a lot of the advice I had was just to combat that with anger and rage. And that is more damaging than learning to work on yourself. Every time somebody says something to you that you don't like or that you find upsetting, look inward and work on yourself. So I didn't have any of that, the good advice. And so I grew up thinking that I didn't have potential, thinking you're always going to be stuck where you are, in the same place that you were born, the same place you were raised, you're going to be around that. Now, fast forward to now, I'm going into my 30s. And I just feel, I've never been a religious person, but I feel I've hit this level in my life where I'm feeling so spiritual. Like, I don't know if any of you can, like, connect to that. But I just feel I've hit this point in my life, and I guess it doesn't need to be at the same age. I guess we all hit this point in our life. If we do hit this point in our life, it hits at different times depending on where we are in life. And because I've accomplished what I want to accomplish, I'm now, and I've been working on myself and my identity, right, and my confidence, and I've done all this, and I've done the groundwork, and I know who I am so much now, and I trust myself. It's like that little inner voice is screaming to me, you no longer fit in this box. And I think with my job as well, my 9 to 5, my creativity is so stifled because it is not a job that needs creativity. It's a 9 to 5, right? It's a mundane, boring, normal 9 to 5. It's one that requires you to knuckle down, do the work, come in, get shouted at a little bit, get a bit demeaned, and then, is that a word, demeaned? I know what I mean. Get a little bit, basically get put in your place, and so that you remember that you belong here in this very, very, you know, not very fulfilling job. But the little inner voice in me is no longer happy with that. It's no longer accepting that that's where I belong. So where I've gone into that job myself, I've done that. That was my choice because I was thinking security, right? Which is always good. You should have a sensible head on your shoulders. I'm not saying abandon ship and like go and do stupid things. But I also neglected my potential, and I forgot that I even had potential. I forgot that potential even existed in me, because surely I'm not supposed to be anywhere but here because of my upbringing and because of the life that I've lived, and because of, how everything was when I was younger. My inner voice was never kind to me, was never nice. And when you have outer voices, everyone around you, and your inner voice being not kind to you, your self-esteem is really non-existent. Whereas now, my self-esteem is through the roof. I think I'm fantastic. And that's not me being arrogant. That's me saying, you could say what you wanted to me. You could say anything. You could say something about my appearance. You could say something about maybe the way that I live. You could say something about the things I have to say, my opinions. I don't care. I feel fully myself, fully engaged in me. Sorry, I'm super ill. We're living this in real time. I feel fully engaged in me, and I'm at a point where the creativity that I have in me is just, it's literally bursting at the seams. Like, I don't know what to do with it. It's overflowing. And this is why I think I'm so run down, because it's exhausting keeping it all in. And that is why I started this YouTube channel, because I needed an outlet. I needed an outlet away from work. I needed something to look at as work, even if I wasn't being paid. So obviously, this doesn't pay me, because I literally started my channel a month ago. This does not pay me, but I see it as work because I'm actually putting my own creativity into it. And I want to build a community of people who, this resonates with. So my whole thing is, my whole niche is confidence, self-identity, personal growth, relationships. I'm passionate about those things. The creativity I feel when I talk, I love talking. I love hearing people talk. I love engaging with people. I've said before, I'm so social. I'm such a social butterfly. I love talking. Any new opportunity that arises now, I take it. And in fact, recently I've been offered a couple of new opportunities, which I'm very, very excited for. And I'm grabbing at them with both hands. I'm ready. I'm ready to fully be where I feel like I need to be. I feel elevated, but I also feel like this box that I'm in, I have outgrown it, and I am struggling to find where to put all of this creative energy into. Like I said, I'm putting it into YouTube, which is really, really nice, and I love it. Because my creative outlet is very much like, I love writing. I love doing these videos. And it's gotten to the point now where it's so intense, this desire for something else, this longing for, I think I am just one step away from seeing myself on the other side of this, right? Like, I see myself, I don't know exactly where. I can't explain it, but I see myself somewhere that is not here. I see myself elevated somewhere. I feel very spiritual about it all, which is crazy because I'm not religious, nor have I ever been. And I'm not saying that I am now. I'm not, but I'm feeling very spiritual. I'm feeling like there's just a higher plane. And I can't explain it in any greater detail, but there's just a longing inside of me that is crazy and intense. And I've definitely hit that point in my life where everything is just telling me your potential is there. Like, I don't have potential, I am the potential. That is how crazy and insane this feels. And it's the same for everyone. You have potential. You are the potential. This is what I'm saying. You must never ever neglect your potential because everyone has it. That's the whole point. Potential is what could be, and there is so much that you could be. If you're watching this and you're feeling the same, there is so much that you could be. What is it that you want to do? Say it out loud. Amazing. Why don't you go ahead and do it? What's stopping you? What's stopping me from doing my thing is I need the money, right? So my job is good for the money. So that's why I started the YouTube channel, to have my creative outlet. Now I look at this, like I said, as my job, even though I'm not getting paid from it, but I get paid from my 9 to 5. I do not see myself in that job. I hate that job. I do not see myself in that job. I do not thrive in that job. I'm not giving anything to that job, and I have so much to give. I have so much to give. There is so much in me that I need to let out, and the creativity, and it's just insane. So I am very happy that I decided to do this. And it's crazy because there was a time when this would never have crossed my mind. I would have been like, you are insane if you think I'm putting myself on the internet for people that I possibly know in real life, in my work, people I maybe know from school who literally used to bully me, to see this. And now I couldn't give a damn. I couldn't give a damn. I am feeling so inspired. Like when I do these videos, it's the talking. I love to talk. I've mentioned it before, but in work, I get shouted at all the time for talking. I get written up all the time for talking. It's a strength. So I'm going to use that strength. This is part of my creative process and I love it. And yeah, there's just been a whole thing around this. I'm not going to lie to you. I go into work, and the past few times I've been in work, I've sobbed. I've sobbed because that place is, it's not succeeding, because like I said, I'm in a place where I know my worth and I know that I am destined for more. And that again may sound arrogant, but that is just the truth, and I can't bend it. I can't pretend that I don't feel that way. That is how I feel. And so much so that work pushes me, and I do get very upset because I feel so out of place there. I feel like I've got more to give than where I am in that job. It's not me at all. And so this YouTube is my thing.